Hey, Mike Gingerich here. How you doing today? Another Live with Mike. And today I want to go into some extra tips for your Facebook ads. Hopefully you're taking a look at that from a marketing perspective and you're seeing the possibilities of Facebook, Instagram ads. This time I want to dive into some key tips that you can do. And second thing I want to do is dive into lead capture and on the web, particularly your website, what you do with that, and go into some things. So these are all just coming from conversations I'm having, things that I'm doing, and I feel like they're relevant. So I just want to keep you in line with some of the latest thinking that I have and some of the things that I see moving on. All right. So first off, the first tip for Facebook ads is to go a little bit more advanced and make sure that you're adding your pixel to your website. So Facebook gives you a pixel. It's a piece of code, and you can pretty easily add that with a script manager if you have a WordPress site onto your website. Okay, so then what that does is it allows Facebook to gather information from visitors to your website, and then number one, allows you to remarket to the people who have been on your website. Okay, why do you want to do that? Statistics show that generally 70% of people who visit your website don't come back. Okay, they're only there once. And so you're either trying to get them to sign up for an email list so you can stay in touch with them somehow, an SMS list, or you need to get them to come back again. And so running a Facebook ad by remarketing to those who have visited your website is a way to do that. So it's the pixel, which tracks information on your website, which gives you an audience that you can run an ad to. And so that's a key. That works great for your blog as well, because you want to get people seeing some of your new blog posts, that type of thing. And so you can generate traffic, people who have been to your blog on Facebook, and you can target them to come back to your blog. All right, so that's number one. Number two is lookalike audiences. All right, so that's what we just created with this website remarketing, is a custom audience. Okay, so Facebook allows you to create custom audiences in multiple ways. One is like through the pixel. A second one is through uploading a list. So you can upload your email list, for example, that you maybe export out of MailChimp, Constant Contact. You upload to Facebook, and that's a custom audience that you can use. So again, you can use, I guess this is my second point, is use custom audiences before I get to lookalike audiences. All right, so let me jump it backwards there a little bit. And that is, they will allow you to import these pieces. So therefore, you could target people who are on your email list, but you don't know if you want them to see multiple things. Maybe you're going to run a special program, run some special offer, and so you might do that via email. You might want to do that via Facebook, and you might want to have them see it multiple times. So you can do that. Export that list to MailChimp, upload it into Facebook, create a custom audience. You can target them with an ad. Then, and you can do multiple lists from different sources. Could be, QuickBooks, existing clients. Could be, your email list. Could be a list from, some previous event that you did, registrations, and now you want to target them for a new event, those types of things. A customer list for a certain product line that you have. These people bought this. I know in the manufacturing realm, we see that where warranty registrations, right? So people that have a certain boat and it's, now 5 years old, they want to target them for the new model, so they could upload that list and run an ad to them that way. All right, so that's a custom audience. That was the second thing I wanted to talk about. And then the third thing is related to the custom audience, and that is a lookalike audience. This is a audience that looks like the custom audience. Okay, so custom audiences are great because usually you have some type of proven track record with them. All right, just like, for example, if we're doing a email list that we've uploaded and that's our custom audience, then we know those people have joined our email list at some point in time, and so we want to reach people that look like our email list. And so a lookalike audience, Facebook, analyzes the demographics of the audience that use, and they creates a lookalike audience that matches that demographic. Why is that valuable? It's like a warm lead. So if these people were favorable to you, then it's logical that these people who are like them will be favorable to you and what you have to offer. So that's the third tip there, is to use a lookalike audience. So again, for coming back through those pieces there, we talked about the pixel to do remarketing on your website to your audience. The second thing was create custom audiences. The third thing is a lookalike audience. And the fourth thing, you see this, and that is you see interest, and it's easy to add interest. What people oftentimes forget about is to exclude interest. Okay, so when you're running an ad, and this can happen even in the boost ads, where you can do people who like X, but you might want to do people who exclude people who like Y, that type of piece of logic on those things. And that can help you narrow your audience to a tighter radius, because if you don't, it's people who, it could be a little bit more watered down. So this is just tightening it by doing excluding people who don't like those things. Okay, so those are key pieces. And last thing I want to say is fourth thing is video ads. All right, so video ads, we're seeing traffic, good positivity with those. And sometimes people say, it's tough to create that kind of video. Okay, so a way to do that is like a tool like wave.video. That's what I use. And I've done both, where I've just done still images. So take, say 5 images, and they're each 5 seconds long. Then I'm going to have them up there. That's 25 seconds. And so I can do transitions between those, and then you can put in a little introduction text and a little call to action at the end. And I can generate that very quickly in a tool like wave.video and use that as a ad. Now the benefit of using a tool like wave.video is that because some people, when a video plays, they don't have the sound on. It's silent to begin with. And so by creating a custom video like that, you can have the text overlay so they can kind of read what's happening there, and you can give them information enough for that. And so even in the silent mode, it's having an effect. It's doing its impact on them. So I want to recommend those ideas to you to take a look at, and leave you with that today. Okay, so those are the keys. And then the final piece, as I move away from Facebook ads and over to lead capture, is to, again, and I do this maybe a couple times a year just because I see that people aren't doing it, and that is how you doing with lead capture on your website. Okay, so when somebody comes over to your website, if 70% aren't returning, how are you working at trying to build some type of ongoing rapport with them so that you can reach them in another method? If they got there from social media, they got there from a Google search, whatever, they've come to your site, what are you doing? And so basically you need to have some type of lead capture opportunity. Now, I recommend using a pop-up. Those are just very effective. You can also have something in the sidebar. You can have something, in a widget that's a little piece. Those seem to be less effective. Now, you can say, I don't like pop-ups, that type of thing, and maybe that's your preference. However, studies have shown that pop-ups are effective. So, somebody's reading a blog post and they're going to leave, and then a pop-up comes up and says, hey, before you go, consider this. XYZ will give you this for free. Just enter your email address or your name and email address, and you're good to go. And that type of offer that's of value, that is a free resource, that is something worthy of them giving you their email address, is going to be helpful in that. So a couple things help that. Number one, your site navigation needs to be valuable, and number two, the content on your site needs to be valuable, that they've liked what they've read, and so now when you give them something that says, hey, do you want to get this extra, they've already seen a glimpse, a piece of your web writing, and they've said, hey, this is great, I want to do that. So those are the keys. I want to run you through those. Hopefully those are helpful today with this Live with Mike. Keep it under 10. That's the goal. See you next week. Take care.